Well, hello and welcome to Communication 3256, Communication Theories. If you haven't never met me, my name is Vernon Humphrey. I have a introduction in Cougar View that hopefully you've taken a look at already. I'm making this video to tell you a little bit about the class and what to expect. It is a fairly sizable, substantial book. Communication Theories, 10th edition. I think when I took this class, I had like the second edition, and it was just as overwhelming. And honestly, I like teaching comm theories online. I've taught it before, and it in class when I'm talking about a theory or something like that. Most of you are bored, don't want to hear it, you're tired of it, you're ready to go. You're hoping I'll shut up, and we don't have that problem here. You can turn off the video or turn the sound down if you want to. But I've seen the way the course is set up that students actually understand, they seem to understand the theories. So let me tell you a little bit about what's going to happen. Every week I will be posting a video and my lecture notes. And the video and lecture notes will cover the whole book. Now, am I going to cover anything in depth? No, I'm not. There's no way I can go through this whole book in a semester. I could probably do maybe two or three theories really good justice in one semester. So this is an overview. So do I expect you to know everything there is to know about communication theories when we get done? No. I'm hoping that you have enough information to look them up and understand them better as you decide to use them in your life. And I say use them in your life, not use them in communication, because so many of them will help you understand how life works. So I'm going to post a video and I'm going to talk about certain chapters, and then I will post a comment in the discussion, and I'll make a discussion setup, and you will read my discussion and comment yourselves on what you taught. You might agree with me, you might disagree with me. That's okay. I've had many students disagree with me over stuff, and that the whole process is for this to be a learning experience and growing experience. So if you don't agree with my perception of something, feel free to say something. I'm 63 years old, and you're not going to hurt my feelings, okay? So I'll post something on Monday night. By Thursday, you will post something. That's worth 50 points. By Sunday, you will comment on two of your peers. That's 25 points each for a grand total of 100 points per weekly discussion. I've got to double check. It changes every semester. But let's say that there's 10 discussions, 10 weeks that we have discussions. Then you can miss two and still get full credit. So don't freak out too much if you miss some. But when you post to what your peers say, I want it to be thoughtful, deep, uh, and meaningful. Oh wow, I didn't know that about you. Doesn't count. So you won't get the 25 points if that's what you're posting. I agree. You won't get 25 points if that's what you're posting. But what you have to remember is anything anybody posts on this discussion board is their property. This is closed just to this class. If they want to make a point by saying something about themselves, it's their option. It is not your option to share it with anybody else. If I find out you are sharing stuff that somebody else shared, not your information, I will do everything I can to get you removed from the course. I want you to be open and honest. And the only way you can do that is if you feel secure. So if we have backstabbing going on or anything like that, I'm going to do what I can to make sure that one of you is no longer in my class. Everything is required to be turned in by 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the due dates. Most due dates are Thursday for your initial comment to mine, Sunday for your 2 comments to your peers, a paper you have, a midterm, a final, a video you're going to make. Those might be Friday, might be Sunday, so make sure that you keep an eye on the calendar, and the deadlines are posted in the calendar and on the tentative schedule. Your midterm, 15% of your grade. I'm sorry, your weekly postings is 30% of your grade. The midterm is a multiple choice, mostly. Maybe some true false thrown in there. It'll be over the first half of the book that we go over before we take midterm. And it is I write open book tests. I always hated when a professor said, okay, it's over chapters 1 through 6. And it's like, I have no clue what you think is important in chapters 1 through 6. So I'll tell you right now, it's not an easy exam, but it's doable. And you can get 100 on it. So my recommendation is answer the ones that you know and then go back to the ones that you skipped for the allotted time that we have. Now, the thing about it is I have had in the past some students decided they want to be collaborative about my exams. So my exam questions are jumbled up and my exam answers are jumbled up. So if you and your friend are taking it side by side, they might have a question about the social penetration theory as number 1, and yours might be about the standpoint theory. And when they get to the standpoint theory that you had as number 1, it might be number 25, and you might have answered A and it may have been the correct answer, but their correct answer may be C. You understand? Okay. It's going to be shuffled. The questions and the answers are going to be shuffled to try to limit the temptation. And I know most of you wouldn't do it, but like I said, I was giving it one time and I had some students decided they wanted to collaborate. The funny thing is, and that's before I shuffled everything, but the funny thing was that when you log on to take something, I can tell when you logged on, when you answered the first question, when you answered the second, when you answered the third. If you logged on at the library, it can be traceable to that. And so if you two have the exact same answer and you answered every question basically at the same time, and I suspect that you collaborated on my exam, I will just send a nice little email to Dr. Gibson, the department chair, and ask her to handle the situation because I don't have time for it. I spent 20 years in the Army. Do what you got to do, but don't cheat. Final exam is worth 20 points. Both exams are going to be open for about a week. Okay? Make sure you check the due dates. Don't come email me and say, hey, I'm sorry, I thought it was so and so, or I couldn't log on, and you waited. The midterm is due October 6th at 11:59. And if you try to get on October 6th at 9 o'clock, and can't get on, that's not my problem. You had all week to log on and take it. So don't procrastinate on the exams because I will not reopen them. Research project. It consists of 2 things, a paper and a video. Yeah, you have to make me a video just like I got to make you one here. The paper, APA style, and I want you to pick a theory. And find a theory that seems to pique your interest. And write a research paper about that theory. Tell me something that we didn't talk about in class. And everybody says, how long does it have to be? Long enough to get the information across. Okay? I don't want 30 pages of fluff. Number one, I don't have time to read 30 pages of fluff. At a minimum, I think you got to have about 5 pages of text. Now, that doesn't include the cover sheet, the abstract, or the references. Okay? So, but if you can do it 4 and it's a complete paper, then I'm not going to argue about it. But if you do it 10 and you didn't tell me anything, then I'm going to argue about it. So 5 to 8 should be a good number. So the intent is for you to discover information about a theory, to learn more about a theory. I found that most communication people have a couple of 3 theories that's their go-to theory. This is how I see the world. This is how I explain it. My favorite, I'm not going to tell you what my favorite is because one of you might try to do a paper on it. I wouldn't care if you do, but I don't want to sway anybody. But there's a couple of theories to me that's how my toolbox, so to speak. So after you do the paper, APA style, and if you don't know how to do APA style by now, there is a link in the syllabus to help you figure out how to do APA style. That's the paper. It's worth 25% of your grade. Now the video is a less than 10 minute, around 10-minute video. And what you have to do with it is do not record it on your phone and send it to me in an email or post it on the Cougar View as an MP whatever. No. If everybody did that, the time it would take me to upload all of those videos, I wouldn't get them graded before May. So create a link like I did here. If you don't know how to do that, ask around. If you can't figure it out, somebody email me and I'll talk you through it. And then after I have graded it, then I don't care what you do with it. You can delete it. You don't have to leave it up on the web. If you make it private and I can't access it to view it, I can't grade it. And I really don't want to take a whole bunch of time saying, make it public, make it public, make it public. So I might send 1. I might give you a 0 for it and say couldn't access it. And you'll have a chance to fix that. I want you to explain the theory and general concept. Examples of activities you could use to teach that theory. I want you to expand my understanding of the theory. Avoid redundancy. Don't tell me the same thing 20 different times. And it's not COM 1110 public speaking. I expect you to be able to deliver it well. I expect you to have it in the appropriate time frame. I expect you to articulate your words and be confident in yourself. But I'm not going to destroy you if you're not. It may be the first video you've made. Welcome to the world of technology. You're going to have to do this more often. So I will probably critique it on some of those, try to give you some points of what you can do to make it a little better. But I'm not going to destroy you on it if it's not a good COM 1110 public speaking one. Make sure that you have the right lighting. Maybe my comment might be, that light you have above your head, it just blurred everything out. I couldn't see you. Attendance is logging on. You log on, you get credit for that week. Okay? And like I said, you can miss a couple of weeks of the discussions, but I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, it's good chunk of grading, because if you miss too early and then something happens, you got to miss some later, then how does that help you? So your weekly postings is 30% of your grade, your paper's 25, videos 10, midterm 15, and final exam is 20. So be punctual. Set yourself on your calendar, make sure you get the stuff done. Don't try to log on 11:30 Sunday night and do your posting plus the other two, because I can tell when those were done. And if your posting's not done by Thursday, you don't get credit for it. Don't plagiarize. We all know that good stuff. Hopefully, you will find this a good learning experience. Hopefully, I had a professor tell me one time, it's not about what you got, it's did you grow? And so hopefully you're going to grow. I understand that, scholarships and mom and daddy and everything else, they want you to have A's. If you get an A, I'll give you an A. If you get a B, I'll give you a B. If you get a C, I'll give you a C. It's really difficult not to at least get a C in this class. So any questions you have, complaints, comments, gripes, email me. I try to respond to emails within 12 hours. If you haven't heard from me in 24, email me again. I don't live in Columbus. I live out in Marion County. And as you'll find out in my video, I'm blind, so I don't drive. So, not real easy to get into town. I can always do email. I can talk to you on the phone if it's helpful, or I can do a Zoom link. Hope you enjoy it. I enjoy teaching theory online. I'm going to bore you with some bad stories. I'm going to bore you with some of my life stories. But the objective is I like to tell about theories by using my experiences. And I want you to use your experiences when you describe theories. One theory is social penetration theory. It says that you're like an onion. We'll get more into depth than that, but the deeper is like your layer. People know the outside of you, but very few people know the next layer in, the next layer in, the next layer in. So I like to tell, like when I first met my wife, I had a shiny exterior. I wanted her to like me. So she didn't meet me. It took a few years for her to meet me, because the person she met was the person I was pretending to be because I wanted her to like me. You understand? And the same goes when I met her family and all that other stuff. So I'm pretty old and crass now, so what you see is what you get. Go to Cougar View, read the introduction, post an introduction about yourself. Remember, don't share things you don't want to share. And remember, don't share things that other people post because it's not yours. Looking forward to it. If you need me, email me, and we hopefully will get through this together. Have a great day and a great semester.